Russia's defense industry has ramped up production of its latest wheeled self-propelled howitzers. According to a report from Militarny, a recent train convoy carrying at least 8 new artillery systems was spotted in Russia. The weapons appear to include the 2S-43 Malva and possibly the 2S-44 Hyacinth K, both of which are mounted on the same BAZ-6910 wheeled chassis and share multiple components. Footage from roughly 6 weeks ago shows that production of wheeled springs in Russia is progressing, the outlet reported. The chassis is produced by the Bryansk automobile plant and supports a relatively simplified gun assembly, allowing for faster and more scalable manufacturing compared to track systems like the MSTAS. The Malva replaces the traditional 2A64 howitzer with the 2A36 Hyacinth B long-range cannon, extending its reach while reducing weight and complexity. With conventional high-explosive fragmentation rounds, the Malva can strike targets up to 30.5 kilometers away. That range increases to 33.1 kilometers when using rocket-assisted projectiles. The open-mounted gun, lacking an armored turret or shield, contributes to the system's lighter weight, approximately 32 tons with a full load of 30 rounds, roughly 25% lighter than Russia's tracked MSTAS. The Malva project began in the early 2010s under the Nabrosok development program, led by the Burevestnik Central Research Institute. Field trials reportedly began in 2020. Russia's shift toward wheeled artillery solutions likely reflects a need to streamline logistics and replace battlefield losses. Unlike tracked howitzers, wheeled systems offer faster road mobility and easier maintenance, albeit with less protection in frontline conditions. While Russia has faced sanctions and export restrictions, its domestic military-industrial complex appears to be maintaining, if not accelerating, its artillery output. The continued rollout of systems like Malva suggests an attempt to adapt artillery doctrine and logistics to the realities of a long war. The emergence of the 2S-43 Malva as a key asset in Russia's arsenal is not just a footnote in the war, it's a development that could alter the strategic calculus for Western policymakers. Unlike traditional tracked artillery, the Malva is a wheeled 152mm self-propelled howitzer designed for enhanced mobility and rapid deployment. Mounted on an 8x8 BAZ-601027 chassis produced by the Bryansk automobile plant, this system combines a lighter frame, 32 tons compared to the 42-ton 2S-19 MSTAS tracked howitzer, with a potent 2A64 cannon, capable of firing high-explosive shells up to 24.7 kilometers, or rocket-assisted projectiles reaching 29 kilometers. Its ammunition capacity stands at 30 rounds, and it boasts a firing rate of over 7 rounds per minute, according to Rostec, the Russian state-owned conglomerate overseeing its production. The Malva's design prioritizes speed and cost efficiency, allowing it to reposition quickly after firing, a critical advantage in counter-battery warfare, where artillery units must evade return fire. This howitzer isn't entirely new to the scene. Development began in the 2010s under the Nabrosok program, led by the Burevestnik Central Research Institute in Nizhny Novgorod, with production handled by Ural Transmash, a subsidiary of Uralvagonzavod. The system completed state trials in May 2023, and the first batch was delivered to the Russian military in October of that year, as reported by Russian media outlets like Militarny. Since then, it has seen combat in Ukraine, with its debut noted in June 2024 in the Kharkiv region, where it was used to target Ukrainian infrastructure. The photograph from BTVT Info, showing a rail shipment of these howitzers, suggests that Russia is now scaling up production to meet battlefield demands. For the Pentagon and NATO, Malva's increased presence poses a direct challenge. In Ukraine, its mobility could enhance Russia's ability to conduct rapid, concentrated strikes, complicating Ukrainian efforts to hold defensive lines. The system's wheeled chassis, unlike the tracked platforms that dominated Soviet and Russian artillery for decades, allows it to traverse varied terrain more efficiently and requires less maintenance, making it a practical choice for sustained operations. Bekhan Ozdoyev, industrial director at Rostec, emphasized this advantage in a statement last year, noting that the Malva's enhanced maneuverability and rapid deployment and withdrawal capabilities are vital in the intense counter-battery combat seen in Ukraine. This adaptability could amplify Russia's firepower, particularly in regions like Kharkiv or Donetsk, where artillery has been a decisive factor. Beyond Ukraine, the implications are even more sobering. If Russia can sustain and expand the production of such systems, it might signal a capacity to project power into Eastern Europe, where NATO's eastern flank, countries like Poland, Lithuania, and Estonia, remains on high alert. Looking ahead, the Malva's rise prompts a mix of concern and uncertainty. For NATO, it's a reminder that Russia's industrial base, though strained, retains the capacity to adapt and expand. The US and its allies may need to rethink their approach, whether through tighter sanctions, more robust support for Ukraine, or investments in next-generation artillery to maintain an edge. From an analytical standpoint, this moment feels like a crossroads. If Russia can sustain this production surge, it might embolden its ambitions beyond Ukraine, challenging the security architecture of Eastern Europe.